Hey everyone, Thomas No.1 here, back again with another comparison video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing some more comparison on the new CGI version of Oliver and the old style version of the same character as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start at the front first, and as you can clearly see that the CGI version of Oliver has like a newer style of face than the old version of Oliver. And you can see that the newer version of Oliver has eyebrows, but the older version doesn't. And as you can see on these two models that the eyes are totally different. So my old Oliver's eyes are like looking down to the ground, but my newer style, my CGI version of Oliver is like looking straight ahead. The mouths are kind of different. My old version of Oliver has like a bigger mouth than my CGI version of Oliver. So the noses on these two models are totally different. So if I can get a good shot, there we go. So the newer version of Oliver's nose is much more smaller than the older version of Oliver. Okay, now we are going to be going on to the sides. And these white paintings on the old version of Oliver is a lot more bigger than the paintings on the new version, the CGI version of Oliver. So all the detail paintings on the old style version of Oliver is a lot more bigger than the detail paintings on the new CGI version of Oliver. Okay, so if you could see the Great Western Railway logo on the old version of Oliver, it is a lot more bigger than the Great Western Railway logo on the CGI version of Oliver. And on the new style version of Oliver, you can see that there is a little black line at the bottom of the green paint and a little black line underneath the window, but on the old style version of Oliver, it doesn't have it. And on the old version of Oliver, if you cannot see it, there's like a blackish grayish color at the very bottom of the paint, but on the new style version of Oliver, it doesn't have it. Alright, now we are going to continue and we're going to the top to compare them now. So one of the big difference is that on the new version, the CGI version of Oliver, it does not have the square thing that the old style version of Oliver has. So the new CGI version of Oliver does not have these circles that the old version of Oliver has. The domes on these models have different plastic, and the newer version, the CGI version of Oliver, is pointier than the old version of Oliver. And these two domes has a different shape and color. The new style version of Oliver has this pointy thing, but the old style version of Oliver just has this painting. The domes on these two models are different, so the CGI version of Oliver has a hole through the dome, but the old style version of Oliver doesn't. So the old style version of Oliver has this white line that goes across from one side to the other, but the new style version of Oliver doesn't do that. So the back of these two models are totally same, but the corners on the newer version of Oliver is rounded and smooth, and the corners on the old version of Oliver is very sharp and pointy. So these two paintings are different. So the old version of Oliver is very skinny, and the newer version, the CGI version of Oliver, is very wide. And the bottom of these two are totally the same. Okay, so those are all the differences on these two engines. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.